Hi, I'm Kay, and this is Kay's Tiny Dream, where I document my adventures and journey as I build my tiny house. If you've been following along, you know that I've already snagged a couple acres of some sweet property, but it needs a lot of work, a lot of love and attention and care. So last Sunday, I invited some of my favorite people to join me on a treasure hunt. That is what I called it, yes, because you know what was there? Treasures. The game plan was that I rented a big old dumpster and I would invite all these people. Doug would bring his tractor, and event started at 9. We were gonna close down at 12, eat some pizza, drink some wine, be happy people. And you know, it kind of went like that. We've got a tractor set up. There's Victor, Doug, and Phil helping out. There were a bunch of tires that are now over there. We found wood and a hatchet. Here is a bunch of firewood that essentially went from here that we're now moving here. In the beginning, it honestly felt like we were just moving the pile of trash from one area to the next. But that was because it was stuff like firewood that just would have taken up space in my precious dumpster, or things that I couldn't put in the dumpster like tires, oil, dangerous things like that. However, once we got to all the random little sheds and piles throughout the yards, that's when it started getting good. That's when we started finding some real stuff. Now we've reached the shed. You're gonna be famous. And Nicole and Dr. Nicholas have joined us, as well as Scott. So this dilapidated little shed has many treasures. We've got lights. We've had multiple weed eaters. We have a bucket full of vintage Coronas. Bam, there we go. You know, there's a lot of them in there. Scott is braving the shed full of mystery.
Treasures.
So much treasures. Basically, name a tool, we found it.
Multiple times.
Yes. Thank God for Doug's tractor, because that made the job so much easier. I do not know how or if we could have done as much as we had did that day without it. So thank you, Doug. You are the best. We found multiple like tongs, like utensils tongs, that were like hanging in the branches of the trees. You could tell someone had just like hung up the tongs on a tree and then just left it there because the tree kept growing. It was just mind-blowing, all the stuff that we found. It was crazy. We even found an entire cart buried in this brush. I still don't get it.
You can't see it, but there's a cart back there. Voila. You know, just hanging out in the bush.
That's a perfectly good cart.
He was lying. It was not a perfectly good cart, but it really did feel good to get all of that stuff out of the way. And then we progressed to the second shed area where we found a lot more delightful things. So we found a bunch of these night lights, and they were all in their boxes, but the boxes disintegrated, and there were a ton of them. Why?
And they look pretty good.
Right? They were all, I mean,
15
new. Yeah.
like this guy.
Ooh. Perfect.
So what do you need is a valve.
I probably do need one actually. So we're cleaning up the shed. Almost done. Was that a bathtub, you asked? Yes. Yes, it was. So once we cleaned out the second shed, and this is the shed towards the back of the property close to the entrance to the woods, we tore that guy down, and then straight up it was like noon. Pizza had arrived. Debbie came and brought us pizza. Super nice, super sweet, super necessary. But then most of the party had to leave because, as they should have, it was already noon. They had been rewarded with pizza and a little bit of wine, and I gave them a tour of the property. But then Phil, Doug, and myself stayed much later to finish up the job because we had basically just gone halfway around the property where all the stuff was. And then we got to multiple satellite dishes in their poles. They were interesting. In some regards, I cannot blame this lady for not wanting to dump out all this stuff because throwing away stuff, it can be expensive. Who knew? So I really wanted to maximize the space of this dumpster, and we needed the space, to be honest. So again, thank God for Doug's tractor to act as a compacting machine. Came in real handy when we needed it. And here we have Phil making very safe decisions by standing on top of a pile of junk inside of a dumpster. But we are maximizing that space, getting that plywood in. There's Phil, forever thorough. Is he gonna jump? Is he gonna jump on it? Is he gonna jump on it? A little bit. And he's gonna climb out. Adorable crew of people. We worked so hard, and I am forever grateful to this group of humans who really came in when I needed them. You will likely see a lot more of them as these adventures continue. Next time, we will start clearing some land, likely get some drafts in of that tiny house. I'm still working with the designers up in Canada. Please like, subscribe to the channel, share with your friends, let people know about it, and I will see you next time.